Welcome, today we're flying out the F-80A, it looks like the F-80C but it's just a user skin. And we're gonna be looking at part 2 of my jet essential guide. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, which I will link in the top right here, which is on the F-84B, I suggest you to watch it after or before, it doesn't really matter because it's all additional info and these can totally be watched on their own. And you're going to be seeing another F-80 video somewhere this week, which is mostly going to be carries. I got about 5 games where we got 8 to 10 kills combined in each. And if you think you would like that, I suggest you hit that bell, you subscribe, because I know about 50% of you are actually not subscribed. Don't care if you are or not, but if you don't want to miss it, then make sure that you are. And today I want to focus on adapting to the situation, because a lot of times you won't be able to fly by a book. You won't be able to use your flowchart where it says, I'm faster than him, so I go straight up. You need to be creative in this game, especially when you're at a disadvantage, and that's exactly what I want to focus on today. Whether it's a number advantage, whether the guy has an energy advantage, whether the guy starts on your 6, or whether the enemy is in an Su-11 or not. Starting off with the Su-11, I'm right on the 6, which is a good position to be in, but I still need to be careful, because his plane is much superior to mine. Luckily, I had a little bit more energy going into this, so I can go vertical. And normally I would tell you, never go vertical with an Su-11, but the situation right here forces me to do so. If I go horizontal, that 262 or the Sea Venom on the deck will very easily kill me. The Sea Venom is another plane that's also better than me, and we will deal with him very soon here. I'm stalling out the Su-11 here. I'm doing very horizontal turns. I'm trying to keep my turn as tight as possible so I can kind of loop in behind him. He doesn't turn the best, and at this point I have him energy trapped. And I can do two things right here. I can go straight up, which takes a lot of time, or I take a slightly more aggressive line. It's more risky, but it also takes care of him much quicker, and there's another plane coming in for my 6 right now. And again, you just really need to know your planes. If you don't, you can't really adapt because you don't know what the enemy can and can do. Su-11 is down, and now I need to be sure that that Sea Venom doesn't catch me. And the Sea Venom starts on my 6. He's more maneuverable than me, he's a better plane than me, and I can do two things right here. I can either try to run away, he will start catching me in the long run, he'll get so close on me that I have to reverse the Sea Venom. And I don't want to reverse the Sea Venom. Right now I have enough separation, the energy difference is small enough, so I can turn into him. He will pick up speed, well, I'm losing it, so right now I'm a little bit slower than him, making it so that I turn inside of him. Because by being a little bit slower than someone, your loops will be delayed. So even though his loop is a little bit tighter than mine, because it takes me longer to complete mine, he will pass in front of me. Of course, it will only last you 1 or 2 turns, and after that he will start gaining the advantage again. So yes, I only killed him because he messed up, but I forced him to mess up. If I had just ran away, it doesn't matter how hard he would have messed up, because I can't reverse the Sea Venom. He could have just air broken me and I would have died right there. Set the Horton on fire a little bit later, dodge the head-hold, pull back in. The accuracy on that thing is absolutely horrendous. Kill the H5 on the process to the runway, and that's the last guy at 262. And this is not really a disadvantage anymore. The fights after this will all be a disadvantage again. This is just something I want to show you again, just to solidify my point on energy fighting, and what I keep telling you, watch the energy guide I made if you haven't yet, if you think you need it. Yes, it's mostly props, but I'm gonna do the exact same thing as I do in props right here. I have a little bit more speed coming into this. I just ignore the head-on, I fly over him, I fly past him, and I start pulling up. I'm pulling up after I pass him, make sure he has to do 180 and then go up for me, which drains even more of his speed. Now I'm in a very good position. I'm in a plane that has much more power than him, a better turn rate, and I had more energy coming into this. And I'm just securing the kill at this point. I'm on this guy's 6. He's essentially stalled out. Well, he is stalled out. He's literally hanging from the air. I crit him, and he's going to be flat spinning into the ground. And we're gonna win on tickets before the last guy dies on the runway. And here we're gonna have a dogfight with a 262A1. He's a worse plane than me, but he starts on my 6 with more energy. And again, I can try to run away, but it's gonna take me too much time to do so. So I'm gonna be turning into him here, and I'm gonna be dodging his shots, and I'm gonna be baiting him right on my 6. And Yellow Jacket isn't a bad pilot. He will punish me if I make a mistake. I let him on my 6, I start dropping the flaps, and I do that for 2 reasons. The first one is slowing down slightly, so he will overshoot. The second reason is to increase my turn rate, to keep these loops tight, to make him overshoot too. After I get position, after I get on the 6, I will start pulling the flaps in more to conserve my energy and to kill him in the long run. Right now he's reversed. I get a shot, and he has me energy trapped here. If I were to follow him straight up here, I would die. So what do? I pull the flaps in, I go straight for a little bit to get some energy. Then I drop the flaps again to increase my turn rate, keep looking behind because there's an SK60 around. But I'm using the flaps again just to increase that turn rate a little bit. I'm trying to get very, very close to this guy. Pull the flaps back in to get some speed up because he's going very slow right now. And with my flaps right here, because I built up just a little bit of extra speed, I can pull up into him. I won't be able to get the shot just yet, but it's not all about getting the shot, it's about getting position and keep looking around. And now, because I had that just a little bit of extra energy, he doesn't have the energy, I start pulling in behind him, and at this point we're both very slow, I'm dead on his 6, and he dies. Now he's gonna take a lot of rounds actually, but as I said, he died. There he goes. Nice fight, probably the best one I've had in a long while. Nice fight, if you're watching this. And here we go, there's an SK60 above me, and everyone calls this thing overpowered still and doesn't know how to deal with them. Now I'm gonna show you how to deal with this very quickly, and the fight after this will be another SK60. He's above me, and I'm baiting him to dive on me by going for ground units, killing some IL-28s, and just giving him the idea that I'm not really paying attention to him. And this guy can catch me in a dive, because he goes very fast. But as soon as he straightens out, he will lose all that energy very quickly. He will lose it quicker than he will gain it in this dive. This guy goes 700 in a straight line. Right now I'm going 850. So what do? I put it in a very gradual climb, because by going in a gradual climb he will lose even more speed compared to me. Because the higher you are above your top speed, if you climb at all, you will start dropping that speed very fast. And that's what I'm doing here. Putting it in a very gradual climb. And we're just going to be doing this until I have enough separation and altitude, until I can simply drop on in. It's an F7F coming in, so this is going to take just a little bit longer than I would normally do. But I didn't want the F7F to get the kill, because I wanted to show you that I don't need help to kill an SK60. That's how confident I was coming into this, because SK60s are simply not fast enough to be a threat. Yes, the RBO5s are annoying if you're in a bomber or a big plane or you're not paying attention. But other than that, these things are a non-issue. Right now I have quite a bit of energy. I'm going 500, I'm still outrunning him while being in a climb, and he's staying straight, so I have a lot more energy than him. So now I will start pulling him up. And he follows. Bad choice. And again, I'm pulling him away from the F7F. Right now I'm 1.5 kilometers above him. I drop the flaps, I start pulling in, and he's just falling from the air. And because I took just a little bit longer, this was even easier. But I prefer going for the kill just a little bit quicker, because I like not wasting anyone's time. And SK60 number 2 here. Kill the 262, I just dove on him, I'm going 900, and then I see an SK60 on my 6. He's on the deck. I'm still going 800, and right now I'm gonna just pull it into a little turn. And I know that as long as I'm above 700 kph, I will be faster than him. The thing is, I'm going 600 kph TES right now, and I'm almost a kilometer above this guy, so that means I have a lot more energy too, and I'm just gonna dodge the head on. Going head on with an SK60, not a great idea. He's very maneuverable, he has 2 A21s, and I don't want to deal with that. So I just ignore the head on and pull up over him. He probably expected me to take it, because a lot of people do for some reason, and I do almost the same thing as I did last fight. He's hanging from the air, I shoot my 50 cals, and he dies pretty quickly. And the same thing, I'm going 900, going head on with a vampire, and all I have to do is just dodge his head on and energy trap him. He's going pretty fast, but not fast enough, so we just pull it up into a spiral. This guy's a little bit more dangerous than the SK60, because his top speed is higher and his high speed retention is as well, so he is more likely to pitch up after you and kill you. The thing is, he's simply not fast enough, and you can tell that I'm catching him now. After I did that very energy bleeding maneuver, he turns into me. Miss my shots because I'm compressing a little bit, and I'm still going 750, and that's more than enough versus a vampire, especially after he just did a 360 as well as a 180 before that. So right now he's quite low on energy. I have quite some altitude on him, I have some speed on him as well, and now I can just run this guy down, and he does the classic again. He runs back to his airfield because he is outmatched. But it doesn't really matter at this point anymore. He doesn't have the speed to get away from me. I have a lot of ammo, I crit his engine. And after your engine is crit and someone plays energy versus you, you are boned. You're not going to be doing anything anymore. And I wanted to type in chat because he called Hazy a passive pussy P80, and he was going to report him for playing passive. And then he tries to run back to the airfield, and I find that very ironic. So here you are, he's some public shaming. He's on fire, he's going to burn up. And I'm going to say exactly what I just said to you. And here's going to be the last game. More of a carry, more of a situational awareness, not much of a disadvantage. There's some here and there, and it's more about the plane itself, what this plane can do really, what the strengths are. And right now I'm above everyone. I could have gone for the F8F, but then I would have been killed by the A21. So I just go over the A21, dodge the head-on, pull up over him. He doesn't have the energy to turn around and catch me, and now I can go back for this F8F. Props are very annoying in a jet, because all they have to do is kind of sit above you, and if you engage anyone else, they come in and kill you. So I'm gonna go for this guy here. I get his engine, I got an oil leak, and the F8F overheats quite quickly anyway, so I'm just gonna count him dead for now. He's gonna be a non-issue in about 2 minutes. Can't get the shot there because I'm compressed too much. Reassess the situation and zoom away again. Just trying to see what I can do here, seeing what my opportunities are. And I know there's an Su-11 somewhere here who will engage me pretty quickly probably, but I'm not sure where he is right now. He's somewhere on my right. I'm diving on the Vampire. Vampires are again just very annoying, they're very maneuverable. And I want to kill these guys as quickly as I can. This guy is bombing, I think, not sure what he's doing. He's just kind of flying in front of me. Get some hits on him. And fly away. I don't have to turn with this guy, I'm going way faster than him. Again, he's going to be a non-issue. And I'm going to be pulling up for Hazy over there, that's right on the 6. He dodges Hazy, I keep extending. And I'm just waiting for that Su-11 to appear. A lot of teammates are gone. And they still have a lot of people left. And right now, I'm in a pretty good position actually. I'm above all these guys, I have way more energy and I'm pretty much... I'm clear for them for the most part. So dodge this head on. And I want to engage the Su-11, if I can. But he's coming in an angle that I can't. So I'm going to go for the J21 here. I have to extend anyway. And I want to dwindle these numbers down. Because right now I have to carry this game together with Hazy. And that's exactly what we will do. Su-11 goes for him. I will go on a very slight climb. J28 has a slightly better engine than the other Vampire. So I want to be more aware of him. But at this point I basically just have to stall one of these out and get a kill on them. Because it's going to be a very long game. All of these guys are very maneuverable, but we outrun all of them. Except for the Su-11. So if you kill the Su-11 we can basically boom and zoom these guys forever. Which is what we want to do. A21 on the deck, he's probably the least of a threat. But he's also presenting himself, so I will go for him right here. Keep looking around, make sure that one of the vampires isn't coming back. Get a crit on him, don't get a crit message on the bottom right, so I'm doubting it really did anything. And now I'm going head on with 3 vampires at once. Shoot some rounds at him. He actually manages to hit me. Luckily it was only one shot and he didn't do any damage. This guy is basically flying straight. Don't have the pull to get in there. Get a few hits and that's it. And we extend away again. And here comes guy number 4. Very close. And the J28 can indeed catch you in a climb if you're not careful, because the J28 just has more power. And you really need to be careful of that. First vampire breaks off, which is a good thing. But I still have 3 on my 6, so this time I'm just going to be flying over to Hazy, see if he can get 1 or 2 of my 6, or make him bleed some energy by going head on, making him turn a little bit, which makes stalling them out just a little bit easier. And again, if you're going to see another F80 video somewhere this week, don't think it's the same one. It's going to be mostly carries and not so much focused on jet guides, but I wanted to show you those anyway, because some extra footage on the F80 should always be welcome. SOG kills one of the vampires, which is great. Right now it's still 4v3, and that Su-11 is going to be a problem. And I want to kill them, and I need to bait them into going for me. Right now everyone's on Hazy, except his A21. And his A21 is looking pretty spicy, so I'm going to be flying just straight here. And if he tries to pull up after me, he will stall himself out. I don't need to pull up into him, because if I do that, all that will happen is getting closer to his gun. So I just wait for him to stall out basically. Then I drop these landing flaps and I will just pull up into him, and he doesn't have the acceleration or the turn rate to get out of my guns. So right now this guy is going to die. He's way too slow. There's an Su-11 coming in, so I'm gonna be shooting some rounds at him, pull off, and I'm worried about the Su-11. Luckily it killed him. Dodge the Su-11 and I turn in front of him, and I do this to make him turn into me. This guy has been flying pretty passively, pretty safely. This is what you have to do, sure. But I need to kill him right here. So I pull up into him again, pretend to fly in front of him, and then I turn it around very quickly, because my plane is just much more maneuverable than yours. Su-11, very slow. And now all I need to make sure is that he doesn't dive away and run from me, because that's exactly what he's trying to do. Get a lot of hits. Luckily I'm in a position where I kind of cut him off so I can stay close to him. And he's gonna dive out. J28 coming in, so I can't recommit with the Su-11. But I'm still in a slight dive, and I'm still following the Su-11 here. Break off the head on and dive back on him. And right now I'm cutting him off. Su-11 is slightly damaged, so he's going to be a little bit slower, so he's forced to turn with me. And if you remember, when he started on my 6, I reversed him in a few seconds, and this time he's turning when I start on his 6. So this fight is gonna not last very long. Set him on fire, he's gonna be dead. And now the J28 comes in and I cannot dodge his head on, I'm way too slow. So what do? I'm gonna spray from outside his gun range and just keep that trigger down to make him dodge. Because I do not want him to turn back in. I wasn't planning to kill him there, I just wanted him to break off from the head on, and that's exactly what he did. So now I have some separation again, and now this is going to look very good for us. The disadvantage part, which I wanted to focus on, is completely gone now. Su-11's burned up, J28 wants to RTB, he's damaged, he's crit. A21 coming in for a head-on, and he is simply not good enough. I'm not talking about the player, the A21 is just not a good enough plane to deal with two F-80s that kind of work together. He's going for Hazy here to interrupt the dogfight with the J28. He's not going to get the interruption, and now they're going to go head-on with me, both of them. Shoot the A21. Want him to dodge. I'm not going to get the shot on the J28 because I don't want to pull in last second and him killing me there, because that would be a complete waste. Go into a climb, and none of these guys will be able to catch me, and there's teammates around now. And as I said, it's just a matter of cleaning up at this point. I just have to play it relatively safe. Just don't make mistakes and we're going to be good. These guys are going to be very aggressive because they're going to feel that they're in the disadvantage now in worse planes than that. So they can't really do a lot anymore. He wants to shoot in the head on, doesn't hit me, and I pull up over him again. If he tries to pitch up with me here, he will stall himself out. And if he doesn't, I will drop back right on his ass. He won't be able to run away from me, as you can tell. So I just spray a little bit. The M250 kills have basically infinite ammo on this plane because the fire rate isn't that high. He's not very fast. I start on the 6, so all I have to do now is just bleed him. I'm gonna dodge his reversal, go almost straight up, go very vertical spiral here. And all I have to do is just make sure he doesn't get guns on me. He starts dropping his nose, I drop my flaps, and we just pull up after him. He will not be able to get away from me anymore, and at this point he is so damn slow. He's basically stalled out. I don't even need to be able to aim anymore. And I will just shoot him down like that. Get a crit and kill his pilot. And that's kill number 3. Kill number 4? Kill number 4. J28 is crit. He's gonna clean that guy up, and that's going to be all. Don't forget to check out the F-84B video. Don't forget to check out the energy guide video. And that's gonna be all I have for you today. Unless you of course keep watching my channel, then I will help you in a different way. But that's all I will have for you today. Hope it was helpful, and if it wasn't, I hope it was at least enjoyable. See you all in the next one. Not sure what it's going to be yet, because I just make whatever I feel like whenever I wake up. Have a nice Sunday everyone, and see you all in the next one.